spoken to Natalie about having my photo taken.
Yes.
But this was earlier on was it late last year? So about 6 months ago.
Yes.
And I said to her that I wasn't ready to take my photograph, that I needed to lose some weight. And she said, oh no, Viv, you'll be fine. And of course, being as vain as I am, I didn't agree. So I've lost a stone now. And I'm still not ready because I look in the mirror and my face still looks podgy. So I'm wondering if I take it now, Natalie can touch it up. So she can take away the edges of fat around my chin, around triple chin. I have to say,
this is absolute nonsense. You're hearing this. This is the.
Personally, I think I'm not sure if I've actually gotten over my dad's death, and just listening to you now, I'm thinking, okay, because I don't really like to talk about death. So I think that I'm one of those people who just, well, that's life, and you kind of move on. People die. I accept that. I'm not scared of dying. I don't have any of those feelings about death. I just feel that, yes, it's sad the person is not there, but you have to move on, with life. So, and just listening to you now, I'm just thinking maybe that affects the way I relate to other people who've lost, who's lost a parent or lost somebody. So maybe that's my stuff. It's not that person's fault. It's the way I deal with grief.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Is it easy for you to think about your dad? Can you just think about him whenever you want? Or is it something that you don't do as often?
Well, I think about him quite a lot, actually. Okay. I think about him. I feel like I always have flashbacks about him. When I was growing up, my dad used to love Barry White. So I grew up learning to sing all Barry White songs. And just the other day, we're talking to my friends, I was saying, oh, Barry White. And so, Viv loves Barry White. Said, yeah, it reminds me of her dad. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, it reminds me of my... So things would always happen that I always remember my dad. But I'm just like, well, he's not here. He's not here. There's nothing I can do about it. Yeah. But I just kind of just accept it.
Okay.
That's maybe I need a session. This we have the lovely Charlene. Is it Hertzebert?
Yes, that's very good.
Oh God!
Yes, most people don't get that.
Because I was practicing.
Oh, you should have asked me.
I said I would, but because the last two guests I had on, I mispronounced their names, and I always get so upset when I do that.
Oh well, sometimes you don't know, right?
Yeah, but you see, as the host, I should ask my guests how they like their names to be, pronounced.
True, yes.
Because I think that it's the least I can do, to pronounce their names properly. So the first lady, were both 11 o'clock interviews. So they came in early and were just chatting, and I was like, oh, 2 seconds to go on. Completely forgot that I'd said in my head that I was going to ask them how to pronounce their surnames. And I was introducing them, I was like, no, you didn't get it right. I said, did I get it right? No, it's called ooh. I was like, I was going to ask you, but I forgot. But anyway, I practiced this one. I said, just in case I don't, but I'm going to call you Charlene right through. Is that okay?
Fine.
Just in case
you don't have to repeat your last name.
All right, good. I love red, like I've said. I have 2 red coats, so if I see a red coat, I'm drawn to it. My Kindle cover is red, so instinctively I would go for anything red, and I think
red is attention grabbing. It's the colour. It's because of the frequency of the colour. It's the colour that stands out. So it's attention grabbing. So if you see someone wear red, you really notice it, and it is a look at me colour.
And do you know, funny enough,
standing out from the crowd.
Really? I'm quite the opposite. Well, I like maybe I'm an introvert, but I'm an extrovert as well. I have mixed personalities, I think. The time.
That's why with the colours, I mean, there's.
Oh yes, I'm a bit of that.
Yeah,
yes, a risk taker. I want to do it my way.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
Opinionated.
It's biopsied my eyebrow, and he biopsied my arm, and he took the samples off to the laboratory, wherever they do, and then they came back 2 weeks later and he said it's a condition called discoid lupus. He said it's incurable, there's nothing you can do about it, you've just got to live with it. And I thought, oh God. But I was really relieved because for a long time I did stay at home. I didn't go out. When my skin was when my youngest was about 4, I probably used to take him to school. And I used to go home, and then that would be it. I would just stay in for the rest of the day. Thank you.
Yeah. Do you get people react to you?
Oh yeah.
How do you cope with that?
It depends. It depends on how I am, on what's going on for me
On the day?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
So I mean, at the moment, because I'm coming out of the tail end of a flare up, it sort of affects my eyes as well. So I do feel, I'm not going to lie, I feel self-conscious. The people don't react to me now. It's some years ago.
A bit about LinkedIn and how, who would benefit from LinkedIn, because I don't think LinkedIn is for everyone.
Really? That's interesting.
Oh, you don't? Oh, okay, prove me wrong. I'm here to learn, so,
Well, LinkedIn, first of all, is a professional social network. So it's for...
So you see, you've already started with the word professional.
Well, okay.
So people might think, well, Mr. Joe can't go on LinkedIn then.
But when I say professional, I mean anybody who's in business. So
okay.
if you're employed, if you're an employer, if you run your own business, if you're a freelancer, it doesn't matter. I think that it doesn't matter what kind of business you're in. If you're working, then you can achieve, you can get great benefit from being on LinkedIn. And even if you're not actively networking, if you have a profile which is just a static profile, almost like an online CV, then it's going to benefit you.
You know, the one who has the product where the children remember their parents, with the pictures. I was like, oh, Lucy. I was like, yeah, that's her, And then Lucy heard about, she listened to the interview and heard me mention her. And she sent me a message on Twitter saying, oh, thanks for the mention. And I was like, well, I can do better than that. I can get you on the show because I want to meet you and I want to talk about your fantastic product, because I think everybody needs to hear about you. So if you're a mom or a grandmom, you need to listen to this show, because I think you're going to love this product. Honestly, you would. I have never really sold anybody's business, but this one in particular, I am going to sell. So from now till 1 o'clock, I'm going to be selling this product to you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, if I had a girl, a child, a daughter, I guess I would be going through that, or I would have gone through that and wouldn't have known what to do. It's hard to imagine, because I'm not a parent, what kind of parent I would have been. I was trying to imagine,
Well, you have a big heart, so I think you'd be wonderful.
No, but I probably... Oh, thank you. But I think I'll be one of them that, you must hear this information now, so sit down and listen to me while I tell you what you need to know now. Okay, so people, I did my own profile. Was it yesterday or day before yesterday?
Day before yesterday.
Day before yesterday. So I did my profile in aid of this show, so that we could talk about it and see the errors of my ways.
It wasn't for that reason.
I thought so. I said it to be quite interesting, If you're doing a show and you're going to talk about something, why not use yourself as a guinea pig? It's always, it makes for good radio.
You're a martyr for the show.
Yes, it makes for good radio. So when you hear it and you hear me making a fool of myself, then you can laugh and you can actually learn something. And this is my first interview with a fashion stylist, so I'm quite excited. And she's looking hot, I have to say. So
Yes, she is.
Yeah, you see, she's looking super hot, and she has 2 daughters who are teenagers. So I'm thinking like she's a hot mama. Today I'm slightly more dressed up than I usually am. I just come in my pair of jeans and whatever, because weather has been great. So flat shoes and a top. But today I have, after the interviews I'm doing today, I have a meeting, and then I have a workshop to go to, and then I have a nice shopping event at Having Nicks this evening. So I'm kind of dressed up. So I thought, since I have a fashion stylist in the house, that I can take advantage, and she can, critique what I'm wearing and say if the colouring is good.
Colour's lovely.
Yeah.
Colour, okay, shall I explain what
Please
you're
go on.
Okay, so we have on top of Viv's very luscious bod, I have to say.